driver to win the Indianapolis 500 from the 4th starting position, where Robby Gordon started today. Bobby Rahal back in 1986. Looks like we're going to go at least one more lap before we go green. We're under caution because of Mark Dismore's crash coming out of turn number 2, hit the wall, and he is okay, but another car has been eliminated. Kenny Brack has now led the most laps here at Indy in the 1999 edition.
Well, how about the story with Robby Gordon, though? He comes here with a different car. He can't get it up to speed, so he has the luxury of getting into Greg Ray's backup car. Greg did most of the work with this car to get it set up. Now, this doesn't usually happen to drivers, but Robby's got to be smiling to himself right now.
ABC Sports, of course, is interested in bringing you the finest coverage that we can possibly provide, and you will see the rest of the race without commercial interruption.
How about the debris on the nose of that race car, Bob? It shouldn't be a problem, but if it gets loose and gets into the radiator entrance, then it could become a factor.
This car that Robby Gordon is driving is a 1998 chassis and was one that Robbie Buell had at his disposal last year, but did not race. Certainly, he has a good race car here today, Gary.
Every one of these extra laps of yellow is huge for Robby Gordon. 27 laps to go. They say if we go green the rest of the way, it's going to be very nervous. They'll be very close. With a lap of yellow or so, they think they are good. So they're hanging out with big smiles and a lot of anticipation down here. Remember, he pitted just ahead of the yellow, the opportunity for Brack, Foyt, and Ward to get in along with McGee.
And Gary, one of the reasons why they do that is for every lap under yellow, you get 3 under green.
Robby Gordon finished last in the race yesterday near St. Louis. He crashed, as a matter of fact, and bruised his right calf. And there was some concern about whether or not he would be 100% physically to compete in this race. He's answered that question. He could go from last yesterday to first today.
Champ to chump. We've seen it before. But fuel mileage is the key. These things get about 2 miles per gallon. If you're good, you're getting 2.1. If you're bad, you're getting 1.9. Now, that doesn't sound a lot to the guys at home because these things make power, and power takes fuel.
26 laps to go in the Indianapolis 500. Pace car is off the racetrack. The green flies, and we are back to competition.
Boy, somebody got a real slow start and caused them to really scramble coming off of turn 4, back in the pack.
That was Billy Foyt going to the extreme inside. Meanwhile, Jeff Ward, they're in second position, but he's got a long way to go to catch up to Robby Gordon. There's Brack, there's Foyt, and there is McGee. Those are your top 5. Robbie Buell, the other car on the lead lap, in 6th position.
Well, he doesn't have far to go. At 200 miles an hour, it might look like a little bit of distance, but it doesn't take long to get there. Again, we're looking at Robbie's car, trying to take advantage of the draft, trying to get a little bit of a tow. And these drivers actually have the ability to control the fuel consumption somewhat from the cockpit of the car. There's actually 7 different settings that the driver can move between, both affecting the amount of fuel and the amount of timing or spark advance they have in these cars.
And Tom, they've just told Jeff Ward that he can use as much of that fuel as he wants. He said, run as hard as you want. It's not a problem. Use any one of those positions. It goes the fastest.
Well, as you know, Jan, as they tone down the fuel, the speed comes down. You don't make power when you lean it out to try to get mileage. So Ward's good to go. Let's see about Robby.
Ward ran 32 laps earlier in the race under green. He has to run 36 now to carry him to the checkered flag at Indianapolis. This is Robby's 5th start in the Indianapolis 500. His first run here was in 1993. He finished 27th. Jerry Punch has information on pit road. Jerry?
Regarding Kenny Brack's situation, Tom Sneva hit the nail on the head a moment ago. They have told Kenny Brack to move the mixture button to position number 5, trying to lean that engine out. That's why he probably is not getting the horsepower right now he would like to get. They are still concerned it may be within a half a lap on their fuel calculations. Now, with 5 to 7 laps to go, he'll pull it back to a richer mixture. The horsepower will come, and he'll make a run.
Watching Buddy Lazier, who is not on the lead lap. And here is the last lap since pit stop. And you can see there that Robby Gordon has run a lot more laps than Ward and Brack, and he is getting dangerously close to when he needs to come in for fuel.
Well, we were sort of hoping sailboat fuel wouldn't be a factor in this race, Bob, but it's coming down here.
Guys, we just get word on Robby Gordon. They told us a few minutes ago that he was free to use fifth gear. He's back to sixth. That means, to me, he's trying to save a few RPMs. You save RPMs, you save fuel.
Get interesting. Right in front of Robby is McGee, Bob. And McGee has been fast all day, but it's a rookie.
Still going to pull a great finish off here, though. He's in sixth position now. Gordon to the inside of him.
Wow. Now that was brave on Robby's part. Robby, you have that middle book of drivers, but with rookies, you're missing some chapters in that book.
3 laps to go.
1 point, car 55, B10 behind.
Brack is closing in. The interval is down to less than 1.5 seconds.
I think some of that has been the trouble that Robby's experienced in traffic.
Here's the interval between the two. Brack clearing the slower car there.
Going in again, baby.
Kenny Brack's closing the gap, Bob. I'm not sure if they might be running low on fuel.
Gonna run out of fuel.
5 miles to go. 2 laps.
He might have lost the pickup in the last corner. I think Robby is real nervous right now.
We heard him say, I think we're going to run out of fuel. Flag is about to come out at Indianapolis.
Ran out of fuel.
He's out of fuel. He's out of fuel.
Wow.
Robby Gordon is out of fuel as Kenny Brack comes down to take the white flag. 1 more lap to go in the Indy 500. Incredible heartbreak for Robby Gordon, out of fuel. And now A.J. Foyt's pit.
Bob, it's the biggest race in the world. You've got to go. You've got to gamble. They did, and they lost.
Half a lap to go for Brack.
Was that the checkered flag, Rover? Keep coming, Kenny, keep coming. You only got the white checker this time. Come on, come on.
Here he is. Kenny Brack wins the 1999 83rd running of the Indianapolis 500.
Good job, Kenny, baby. Good job. Good job. Way to go,
Robby
baby.
Gordon getting a big hug from John Menard. Robby, so close, but yet so far. Did you think you could make it?
Well, we showed if we would have got 2 miles to the gallon, we would have made it. We would have made it by about 2 gallons. The thing's still showing I had 2 gallons left in it when it ran out, and that's all I needed was 1 more lap.
The lap before you ran out, we saw you abruptly slow in the corner. Were you losing some pickup there, some fuel?
No, there's a car in front of me. I caught some traffic, and I was just being careful with them. You know, they said I had a 3.8 second lead, and I was just trying to be smart about it, not throw it away. And then all of a sudden I looked to the right, and the fuel thing drops, and I said, ah, shit, this one's going to slip away again. You know, we should have won this race in 95. I pitted with 10 laps to go, thinking I had a flat tire. Then Goodyear decided to jump the restart, and, you know, that race would have fell right in my lap. But this one we worked hard at. We fell a lap down. You know, John made some great calls calling the race, and we got back on the lead lap. Had a really, really good race car. You know, we watched what Rick Mears has done in the past and just worked on the car. We talked to John about it. We studied this race. We knew what it was going to take to win the race. Just slipped away.
Robby Gordon close again. Now he just gets hungrier, Bob.
Hard to control emotions and words when you're that close to winning the greatest spectacle in racing, and it all slips away. Much more to come. Kenny Brack wins at Indianapolis.